Everyone knows J. Cole for his humble demeanor, his quiet confidence, and his almost self-effacing approach to superstardom. But what if that humility masks a deeper struggle? What if the woke rapper persona, the one who shuns the flashy lifestyle for simple truths, is in itself a defense mechanism? We're diving into the unseen battles and unheard scars that truly forged one of hip-hop's most respected artists. Beneath the calm, there's a current of anxiety, self-doubt, and immense pressure that Cole has only ever hinted at in his most vulnerable lyrics. Prepare to see a side of Cole you never knew existed, and discover the truth behind his quiet struggles. J. Cole's discography is less a collection of songs and more an ongoing, public therapy session. While other artists boast about external wealth, Cole's lyrics often chronicle an internal poverty, a constant struggle with identity, purpose, and the ethical compromises required to succeed in the music industry. His most revealing confessions are often buried within highly complex narratives, requiring careful, intentional listening to unpack the way he carries out the album KOD, Kids on Drugs, King Overdosed. Kill Our Demons stands as his most direct and visceral engagement with these personal demons. It's an album less about the outside world and more about the fight happening within. The central themes are the corrosive nature of addiction and the crippling reality of mental health struggles, delivered through the lens of a weary observer and a guilty participant. Cole wasn't just talking about societal issues. He was talking about the struggle in his own circle and implicitly within himself. The track Once an Addict Interlude is a devastating, unvarnished look at his mother's struggles with alcoholism, showing that his past is filled with the kind of intense emotional pain that shapes a person's entire view of the world. This vulnerability wasn't a commercial choice. It felt like a necessary release, an attempt to use his platform to process deeply painful generational trauma. The quiet demeanor is the sound of a man constantly processing and carrying that weight. Using the microphone as his confessional, this internal monologue is directly linked to the weight of expectation that has followed him since he famously went platinum with no features. That singular, iconic achievement became both his greatest triumph and his heaviest burden. The industry and fans expected every subsequent album to be another isolated masterpiece, forcing him to be a creative purist in a market driven by collaborations and spectacle. He frequently explores how this fan and industry pressure manifested in his creative process, the anxiety of the follow-up, the fear of selling out, and the impossible task of remaining grounded while achieving global fame. Tracks often reveal a cyclical pattern of feeling obligated to address social issues, the woke rapper, while simultaneously craving the freedom to just make music. This pressure resulted in a highly guarded persona. If you reveal too much, the public owns too much of your peace. The humble demeanor, therefore, becomes a sophisticated mechanism to deflect the spotlight, allowing him to live a life less burdened by the fame his talent necessitates. His more recent work, such as The Off-Season, sees this quiet struggle evolve into a more mature, but equally potent, confrontation with aging, legacy, and the fear of irrelevance in hip-hop. Having largely conquered the commercial mountain, Cole now grapples with the plateau. He addresses the younger generation of rappers with a mix of mentorship and insecurity, acknowledging the ticking clock of his own career. He openly questions how long he can remain at the peak and whether his measured, lyrical style can compete with the raw, chaotic energy of the new wave. This phase of his quiet struggle is the realization that even for a legend, the game doesn't stop. He is constantly looking over his shoulder, not out of malice, but out of a deep, professional anxiety that his window for greatness is finite. The truth behind his struggle isn't a lack of talent or money. It's the profound existential weight of maintaining both his status as a cultural icon and his identity as a grounded, flawed human being.